When I think of my favourite foodie memories, it's the simplest things that resonate with me most. Just like a roast pork roll that I had in Italy. It was so delicious. So I'm going to try to replicate it. And what they served was porchetta, which is a rolled pork belly. Now, this is festive food, so you want to do this for a big group of people. This is about 3 kilograms of pork belly, so a whole side of pork belly. And I've asked my butcher to score the skin and remove all the ribs. So it's purely just the meat. And you can see there's a nice amount of fat, so it's going to stay super moist throughout the cooking process. I've allowed this to air dry in my fridge uncovered overnight. And I do this because it's going to make the crispiest crackling. Now I'm going to turn the piece of pork over and I'm going to add a lovely marinade to this. Super simple flavours that go nicely with pork. So 4 ingredients, 3 cloves of garlic, and I'll add a generous pinch of salt to that. When I say generous, I mean a generous amount because we do need to season a 3 kilogram piece of pork. So now I'm just going to crush and make this into a sticky paste. Looks good. And now some rosemary, 2 sprigs of rosemary. I'm going to take all of the leaves off. When you're taking the leaves off, it's always best to start from the top and work your way down the stalk, and it gets everything off with ease. Second one. I'll also add some fennel seeds, a generous amount of them, and a little hint of chilli. Now I'm going to give this a really good pound until it's completely crushed. Okay, workout done for the day. Now I'm going to bring this all together with some extra virgin olive oil. We need about 40 mils of it, or until it just comes together like a thick paste. That smell of fennel, chilli and rosemary, very dominant flavours, but fantastic for a fatty piece of meat just like this. Okay, now we're going to pour this marinade over our pork. So just drizzle it. And with a spoon, we're going to spread it out all the way to the sides. Now, ideally, when it comes to rolling porchetta, it's best to do it with 2 people because it is quite a large piece of meat. But I am going to try to do this myself. So I'm going to roll it onto itself horizontally. I'm going to place it on my board and squish it together so it's one big Swiss roll-like piece of pork. And I've got some twine here, and we're going to slowly start to tie the piece of meat up. So I'm going to do a very simple tie because it's much easier to do, and I find it holds the pork in place much better. So a double knot, and then tie that up nice and firmly, and then another knot. Perfect. And every 1 to 2 centimetres, I'm going to add another piece of string until it's completely tied up. Okay, the pork is tied and I'm just taking away the excess string. And now I'm going to transfer this over to a tray with a rack in it. That just elevates it from the bottom so it does go crispy around the whole piece of pork belly. Some oil, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. And I've really tried hard not to get any of that marinade on the skin because it's going to go into a hot oven now. And if any of that marinade is on the skin, it's going to burn. So we'll just pop that on an angle so it just fits. And a nice amount of salt on the skin so it sticks. That's also going to help our lovely crackling. The oven is set to 220 degrees, a hot oven. This is going to cook for about 20 to 30 minutes or until it's blistered and crispy. Then I'm going to turn it down to 160 and it's going to cook for a further 2 hours. Oh, this is very exciting. Look at this porchetta, just perfect. And this is the sound we always want to hear. Crispy crackling. Now, once it's cooked, allow it to rest for at least half an hour. You can serve this cold. I'm going to serve it at room temperature, and you can serve it with your favourite sides or do it the very traditional Italian style way, which is with mustard fruits and mayonnaise. Now, mustard fruits are a variety of fruits like pears and apricots that have been pickled in some sugar, some salt, also some mustard. I'll pop that into the mayonnaise and mix that through. Pork's quite fatty, so the sweetness is quite welcoming for this dish. Okay, I'll place the porchetta onto the board, and we need to take the string away, so you could use some scissors or a little knife, and we're just going to tease and cut that string away and take it off. Okay, now to slice this, use a serrated knife. And we'll just cut a small amount there. I want you to see that lovely marinade that we added. Music to my ears. I love this. Now, I'm not going to cut this too thick because I do want to use it as a sandwich filling. See how all that fennel and rosemary is still in there? It smells fantastic. And look how juicy that pork belly is. All right, these lovely fluffy bread rolls. I'm just going to pull one off and we'll cut that in half. And just on one side, the base, I'll add some of the mustard fruit mayonnaise, generous helping, and we'll fill that with lots of porchetta. Look at that. I think that's the king of all sandwiches right there. You don't need any lettuce on it, no cabbage, just enjoy it as is. Squish that down, and I'm going to say very little right now, but enjoy. As they would say in Italian, buonissimo.